Good morning, everyone. Ellen Sutter of ESP Presents and ESP Book Chats. We are rolling on. We had lots and lots and loads of authors that you guys seen. Do look at the replay of those that we've done and also get ready for this month. It's kind of quiet this month, um, but our group is discussing our book, Lineage of Grace. That's Francine Rivers' book. And this has 5 stories. Women of the Bible. You have Tamar, and you have Mary. I'm not going in any order, but these are the ones that they have in there. So Tamar's story, we talked about her first, and we have Ruth, Bathsheba, Mary, and we also have Rahab. So the 2 stories that we talked about already, we discussed Tamar's story, and we noticed that Tamar and also Rahab's story, they kind of parallel just a little bit in the fact that their parents want them to go out. It didn't matter if they were a temple prostitute or whatever. They just wanted that advantage. And I love where Francine Rivers, she gave voice to these characters like a modern day voice, and she does have her biblical scriptures to back this up. So in the first story, we already talked about Tamar's story, and if you guys watched our live, there are two other Tamars. So there's the Tamar story with Judah, how he tried to deceive her, and she was supposed to marry his son who was very evil. He died, and Onan, and then she was supposed to get the third son, Shelah, but he hid him from him. And then she figured out what was going on. The town speaks. And she found out that Judah was hiding Shelah. And so she took it on her own, Tamar, to get what was right to her. And the brothers, they didn't want to have anything to do with, because in that, back then, you have, if the brother dies, the second brother in line should marry. And if they have a child, that child would be named after the first brother. So Onan did not want that. And so, but it was really good how she recovered herself. Tamar wasn't having. She had receipts because, she was found pregnant and they wanted to stone her. But she came up with her receipts. She had Judah's staff, she had his signature, and she had some different things. You know how we in this modern day time, we want to have some receipts. And then we went over to Rahab. Rahab, similar story, but Rahab, her father, wanted her to go ahead and just be with the king. The king, she couldn't match his lust, and she knew that the king had some lust to be had. So she became her own entrepreneur. She looked at what he was doing, and she knew sooner or later he will phase out on her because he has more lust to fulfill. So Miss Rahab, she thought very well, and she set herself up. Her entrepreneurship started then. She started looking out. She had the city wall right there where she could look and see the people coming in and out. Of course, that's her business. That's her business. She knew men. She knew where they came from. She knew what kind of lineage they came from. She just sniffed out what was going on. And then those spies that came in, she always longed for God because she knew she did not want those pagan gods. But something about her, as when she was a kid, that she remembered the God of Jacob, their God. And so she devised a plan, made a scapegoat in her house where they can get away, and the rest is history, where Here's her receipts. She said, if I save you guys, I want you to save my family. Not only just my family, all of them. And she had that scarlet red rope she let down. And her receipt was to them is, you see this red scarlet, don't kill me. That's what they told her. And so it all went well. So it is really, really going well in this book, where we see different things where they're keeping the lineage of David. So our group is going to be on Ruth. So our next story in this book is Ruth, and we're going to see what her voice is all about, see what Ruth did. You guys know the story of Ruth. So that is our book. So we got 3 more to go. Thank you for peeking in. Ellen Sutter of ESP Presents, just kind of talking about Lineage of Grace. If you guys haven't gotten this book, this is a wonderful book by Francine Rivers, and you would enjoy this story. It is so good. It might be a movie, I just don't know, but it should be a movie. But it talks about 5 women in the Bible: Rahab, Tamar, Bathsheba, Ruth, Tamar, and Mary. So we have 3 more stories to go. Our group didn't want to just read all this at once. We wanted to listen to each woman's voice. So that's what we got coming up. And Quente, Quente, hey, hey, hey. And we want to listen to all of their voice. And also, let's see, I don't know if it went through, but I have a link there. Let me make sure. These are our upcoming events. We're going to have First Up to Bat on August 10th, Christy Taylor, talk about her book Kiss. We haven't unfolded the pages yet, but we will. And then on August 12th, we'll have author C.Y. Marshall, and she's going to talk about her organization, Rosebud. She'll let us know what the acronym and everything is with that. Also, this is our last spotlight. Get ready, guys. That's our last spotlight there. We're going to talk about Saving Becca. And this story is confronting female circumcision, talks about sexuality and womanhood, and this is by Carolyn Omoifo. And we'll have her here. And Ilagambo is her name now, so it's some people may know her by Ilagambo, and some may know her by Omoifo. So you guys get ready to hear her story about female circumcision, and she will unfold this story. It's going to be an in-depth conversation, and this is going to happen on the 24th of August. Stay tuned. Keep it locked. I've read this story some years ago. We're bringing it back. Some of you may not have heard it, but this is when they used to capture the little girls and they would circumcise them. Wait till you hear the unfolded story as to why they would do this. And I have on our invitation, there's a couple of males talking. Why won't they stop male circumcision and different things like that? We're going to talk about that, but that was a covenant with God, and that was not a forced thing. You had your own, you could do it or not, but sure enough, they did it in the Jewish custom back there when this boy is 8 months old. And maybe some men did it older, and I could imagine it's more painful, but just imagine 8 days old. They don't remember it, and maybe it would have been cruel, but we have modern technology and all those things. But for those men who wondering about that, that was a sacred covenant between God and man, starting with Noah and going down. So get ready. This is going to be on. When we are live, do ask your questions. Be very respectful and listen to the whole matter. And I will look at the feed and let her know what questions are there. But this is going to be, all of the shows are going to be 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And also, if you are an author, we'll look at September and October. If you are looking, if you got women fiction, man fiction, if it's such, cozy books, something talking about wintertime. And if you're an author that have that type of read, do take yourself here. We'll let you know how everything goes. And we look forward to putting your books on our lovely platform. Do look at our last live, which was with New York Times bestseller, Kimberly Lawson Roby. We talked about her latest book, and we also talk about the 15th book of the Curtis series, which is no more. The Curtis series, it ended on the 15th. It ended well. She paid homage. Just take a look at that. Thank you guys for watching. Again, I'm Ellen Sutter, the ESP Presents, signing off.